Oh, hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. Welcome back to Satisfactory. Listen, I'm recovering from some sickness. I am not at my best. And we all know my best was never all that good to begin with. But if you take, like, your expectation level, you lower it a little bit to determine Ryan's best, and then you lower it again to be like, oh, Ryan, while he's sick. Maybe we can all enjoy this very low-quality stream together. My goals are simple for today's stream. I am going to try to build an elevator, because we discovered that exists last time I was on stream. I did do a little bit of work off camera to build the bus up a little bit higher. I also upgraded a couple things to Mark 6. Not a lot, because it turns out that shit is expensive. And I also built something that I want to show you guys. I built something, RIP Evo's motion sickness. I built something that I wanted to show you guys. Uh-oh, I'm out of power. Uh-oh, fuck. Uh-oh. Who made it? I built you this. I brought you this. H is in the chat. Light at Night says, hey, Ryan, I've been taken over by your Satisfactory playthrough on YouTube recently. I've really enjoyed it so far. I'm 60 episodes in. Hello, hello, welcome in. I'm from Germany. I'm fine with pineapple on pizza, and I prefer dogs. Someone probably did this before. I really wanted to ask you about an Elden Ring playthrough. Seems up your alley, so I was surprised you haven't done one of those yet. Sorry for essaying. No worries at all. Welcome in. Light at Night. Welcome in. We get a warm welcome for Light at Night. Elden Ring. I would love to play it someday. I'm a little bit behind on my FromSoft games in general. Also poop. I have randomly decided that I'm not going to play Elden Ring until I have played some of the other Dark Souls games, and I've only played Dark Souls 1. So that might be a little bit before we play Elden Ring, but I would say I am very interested. Somebody commented the other day on YouTube that... how did they comment? They said something like, is this 5-year rule of yours actually real, where you only play games after they've been out for 5 years? Well, I guess that's not as bad as I thought. Elden Ring will be played in 2027 then. And I was like, oh, shit, I really got to get on it. Because Elden Ring's 5-year anniversary is 2027, and currently I am not on pace to get there. Kivo, Elden Ring before Ryan, Elden Ring for sure. Are Carly and Evo going to play Elden Ring together? Do it. That'd be amazing. This is clearly fake news. 5 years ago was 2016. Yeah, of course. Did Elden Ring really come out in 2022? All right, we got to find out where the elevator is. And by where, I mean... elevator, floor stop. Personal elevator. Personnel elevator. Different word. Transport FICSIT personnel between floors while meeting acceptable standards for efficiency and safety. Consumes power when in use. Transports power between all attached... Transports power between all attached elevator floor stops? Where do you think we should do it? I kind of think we should do it like right here. Oh my god. You can build it so high. What do we do every 5 floors? I have no idea. Here's my thought. Put a little floor here. Press E to call elevator. Do I actually have to wait on the... oh, no, I have to power it. Duh. I have not played since these were added, so these look great. How fast is this elevator? It's so slow. Oh, there it is. Okay, okay, okay. Go in here. Oh, it's got stops. Can I go to the unpowered stop? Probably not, right? Oh, I can.
For participating in the FICSIT Elevation program. I am Elevata, which is like Ada, but less advanced.
Elevata.
We are not currently taking any feedback.
Elevata is amazing. Holy crap. That's all worth it just for the pun. Elevata. Is that powered now? I can't tell. Yeah, there's a wire right through the middle of the thing. Oh my god, Elevata. It's so slow but so fancy. It's very slow. I'd love to power it up higher. Ian, thanks so much for the sub. 17 months. Thank you very much. How you doing today? Thank you, thank you. Cam's had a dream that I played Dark Souls starting 2 weeks ago. Cam says, I don't actually have any interest in Dark Souls, so why did I have that dream? I don't know. It's funny. Okay, it's E to go. E to go. It's so shiny, but I can't start a new playthrough now. Of Satisfactory? I mean, you always could. Elevator floor stop. I don't think I want that. I think I want the elevator itself. Yeah. No, no, no. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Majora's Mask is off to a great start already. I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really enjoying it so far. Yeah. Big fan. Big fan. Now, how is this going to work? So happy you're playing it. Yeah. That's not what I wanted. Shit. Okay, I have to dismantle it all at once. Did that dismantle the whole thing? You fucker. Okay. Well. Elevator's a little funky. Yeah, I'm obviously... I haven't said a lot about Majora's Mask on stream. I'm obviously loving it. I am so intrigued by it. It's such an interesting... You know, a lot of my thoughts I'll try and save for the actual YouTube videos, but I'm just so intrigued about the decision-making process to land on something like that as a game following Ocarina of Time. I don't know. It just seems like it's not... I don't think it is the most... So far, I don't think it is the most, like, obvious... like, logical conclusion. Okay, so now let's do the other one. See if this works. Can I add you on top? No, I need to build you up. Okay. If that makes sense. You build the floor stop on top of the thing. Okay. Maximum height for personnel elevator reached. What? Oh, no. Okay, the elevator is actually terrible. The elevator has a maximum height. I don't understand why. I could do 2 separate elevators, but that's not great. That's not great. I don't want 2 separate elevators. Intriguing. Okay, well. Max height. Elevator is a bust. We need to go way higher than that. Elevator is such a weird addition to this game in general, not that I know anything about the game. I mean, I think it makes sense from a, like, this game is so about making enclosed factories more than it is about making, like, sprawling factories. Like, I think the like, so much of the architecture, right? Like roofs, beams, walls, railings, catwalks. It's all about making like factories in the way of like buildings, where stuff is on the inside, which is very different from how I usually play factory games and the ones that I've played. And in that regard, I do think an elevator makes sense. An elevator with a height limit does not make any sense to me. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's a coding issue. I don't really know. I mean, my honest instinct is that they were like, oh my God, we could have an elevator and call the voice inside of the elevator, Elevata. And then they were like, well, now we have to do it, even if it's dog shit. They were like, we literally have to do it because of the Elevata pun. You know, like that alone is worth it. Make it realistic by making the next elevator only accessible via a flight of stairs. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Hi, Sven. How's it going?
Time is timing. Soon we'll be only 74 months away from our Dark Souls 2 playthrough and a dozen more after that from The Witcher 2. Hope y'all are having a good day, Folka.
I'm not beating the allegations, am I? I'm not beating the allegations. Thank you, Sven. How's it going? 38 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen. That's the stream for today. Mission achieved. Oh, fuck. I almost died. Oh, my God. I did almost die. I have no health. Yep, that's the stream for today. See ya. No, we'll progress. Elevator was a little bit of a bust, though. That is a little bit of a bummer. It's just not going to be useful for my... If it were like a rocket into space, maybe. But that is not going to be particularly useful for my uses. So... What should we do instead? Well. I think last time we were working on making biochemical sculptors. Let's go ahead and just pop up there and see. Mission accomplished, by the way. An elevator system where the connecting floors are all platform puzzles. I don't know that I need more puzzles in my life right now. Oh my God. I love puzzles. I love them so much. Between blueprints. Yep, biochemical sculptors. We still haven't made them. I mean, frankly, on blueprints alone, I do not know that I need any more puzzles in my life. Biochemical sculptors. I think we were short on, like... These are made in blenders. Blenders. I think we were short on computers. Blenders require computers. We do have computers inside of the cloud, so that's good. Okay. Do we have any Swifties in the chat? We haven't actually talked about the news. Did anybody like absolutely freak out with the news? I have some friends who are huge Taylor Swift fans, but I haven't actually had a chance to chat with MK is a Swiftie. So here's my question. I want to know what it was like. Listen, I need my like proxy dopamine. I need to know what it was like to find the news. I don't think this is a safe space to share my thoughts. Uh-oh. I think it would be great if Travis Kelce took her name. Travis Swift sounds so good. I don't think I've gotten so many urgent texts since my own personal engagement. Amazing. Amazing. Literally the first I've heard of it. Oh my God. Amazing. As somebody who's literally never seen this game before, I'm here for the good vibes. I need nuclear pasta as soon as possible. Well, good news. We've got some. We've got nuclear pasta coming out our wazoo. Carly is a Taylor Swift hater. I'm here to tell everyone in chat that Carly hates Taylor Swift and or Travis Kelce and or the institution of marriage. I'm not sure which. Maybe it's all three. I'm pretty sure it's actually that Carly hates what I don't know much else about the engagement. There were flowers there. I'm pretty sure that's there too. What else can we wrangle into this? Definitely all of those, especially marriage. Snoo, you're unbanned. Okay, we need water. We need other items. Water's down here. You're unbanned, Snoo. Congratulations. Welcome back to the chat. Carly hates full stop. Okay, we need water. We are gonna have to actually hook the water up to make it go back up here. So let's start there. It's fine. Her private jet ain't coming to my house. She'll survive without me. I love it. Okay, so I have built half of the blueprint contains the pumps. So I think all I need to do is just connect lines in between. I admire Carly. Carly's like, listen, I said eat the rich, and I said eat the rich with no exceptions, all right? I don't know. Let's see here. Are these Mark II? I think they're Mark II. Probably don't need to do every single one here, but fuck it, let's do it. MK, where were you when you found out the news? It sounds like you found out via text. I'm not a hater. I just don't get the hype. I mean, I'm not a fan. I don't get the hate. I'm the opposite of you. All I did was bring up two people's marriage, and then all of a sudden, chat became a minefield. Two people have agreed to unite themselves in, yes, an outdated institution for sure, and yes, they're rich people, and yes, they're people in the popular eye, and yes, there's lots to hate for sure, but there's lots of caveats and qualms, and lots of opinions about how we cover marriage, how we cover celebrity, how we enable celebrity to be this outsized monstrous thing that turns humans into consumables. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. But I also ain't a hater. And as is tradition when Taylor Swift makes any news, my week has been split between what I would call like a pretty warm, I wouldn't even call it boiling, I would call it like a pretty warm reception from a lot of, you know, people who are Swifties in my life. And then a pretty boiling reception on the anti-reception on the other end of things. And I'm like, huh, shit, okay. Whoo! I just don't like the Chiefs. That's funny. MK says, technically my husband came downstairs to tell me to check Instagram after finding out in a sports betting Discord chat. That's so funny. Listen, you made it a minefield. All I said was this wasn't a safe space. I wasn't going to share my thoughts. Listen, Ryan, I didn't criticize a thing. It's been a very long time since I even believed the personal life of a celebrity was any of my business to judge. It's hard because on the one hand, I don't want to judge celebrities. On the other hand, I mean, I think we can all kind of safely say that, like, no one feels good about the, like, celebrity, like, pipeline. I don't think anybody benefits. Celebrities kind of included in this. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. Clipped and posted to her channel by the Swifties. Oh, no. Aren't you a celebrity, though? Oh, boy. How badly do we want to shift that? How badly do we want to stretch and shift that definition? Listen, a week ago, I was getting 100 views on my YouTube videos. Just because Majora's Mask is out now doesn't make me a celebrity. I'm kidding. Blueprints was doing really well. And by really well, I mean like 900 views per day. Listen, I don't know where the celebrity delineator is, but I don't know that it's at... I don't know that it's where I am. All right, let's go see if we got water. When you think about it, Ryan's basically Taylor Swift. Go on. Can't wait to see where this goes. Go on. Popular? I don't know that I've ever been popular either. Celebrity is just like how being rich is bad even for the rich people. Melts brains like crazy. That's so right, Tactical Fluke, yeah. And of course there's like levels of complicitness, which I think complicate this conversation. But yeah. This is the wrong floor. Fuck, I went on the wrong floor. Fuck, what am I doing? MK, can we just talk about how it seems really lovely that your husband was like, check Instagram. I'm not going to be the one to share the news for you. I want you to find the news in your own... Like, I want you to see the news, and I want you to see the news in the intended way that it was meant to be announced. Can we talk about how sweet that is? I find that very sweet. I love that instinct. Instead of being like, hey, boom, I want to be the one to drop the bomb, you know, that's a bad term. I want to be the one to drop the knowledge on you. It was really considerate of him. He's a good egg. The husband wanted you to have a blind reaction. Exactly. The husband said, I'm not trying to backseat. However, spoiler chat and I agree that you might benefit from considering this piece of information on Instagram. This is yellow, which scares me. I don't know why it's yellow. It's going to be fucking fine. Asher Bob, by the way? Nah, tit or tat. We do a little noodle? Oh my god, look at curve. We should not do curve. We should do... We'll do straight. Fine. Fuck it. Fuck it. For the record, he's also a huge Swiftie like me, so he thought a sports betting Discord chat was a hilarious place to find out. It is hilarious. That is hilarious. Objectively, it is very hilarious. That is objectively very funny. All right, so you guys need water, FICSIT, trigons, and ass dyer systems. Let's do it like there. There. I don't know how much they need. God, it's been too long since I played Satisfactory. I'm too rough on the on the basics of this game. Didn't even check, just 10 per minute. So we're gonna be chilling there. ESPN did a push notification. That's how I found out. Part of the fun with the engagement news yesterday is that so many of my friends are Swifties. While our feelings for Taylor are all admittedly completely parasocial, our real friendships benefit from her life/music updates because we can connect IRL, plus getting a piece of harmless good news these days is worth a lot. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, totally. I mean, I also think it's like... I think it's always a little weird to find out news about someone who you don't know personally. It's always like a stew of emotions. or a stew of like complexity. Like, my mom, when I call her, will randomly tell me about such and such person from church 20 years ago, who I have not thought about in 20 years. Hey, did you hear such and such is getting married or getting divorced or had a kid? And I find that funny for a number of reasons. One, I couldn't care less about most of these people. But also, on the flip side, it's a weird reminder that like when I hear like somebody, like my mom did this the other day. She was like, "Did you hear so and so is getting married?" And I'm like, "Mom, absolutely, I did not hear about that. That person bullied me. Like that person was a dick to me. Why would I keep up to 20 years ago? Why would I have any information about their current life? Why would I be interested in that? Why would I be interested in that piece of information?" On the one hand, it's like theoretically positive news, right? They're getting married. Great, congratulations. I mean, they've decided to announce that they've found a person they're going to spend some years with. That's great. Is it weird in that situation to feel negative feelings or even like, it's to me, it's like the stew of existing on the internet. 80 years ago, maybe I would have never found that piece of information out because my mom would have never found it out because she saw it on Facebook from someone else. Maybe she would have found it out through like the phone tree or whatever. Maybe not. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know that we need this much information, personally, about other people's lives, especially about the people who we are not close to. I feel similarly sort of about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, right? Like, how did humans get to the point where two of our marital, like, we don't have monarchs here in America. And if we did, I think you could still have an interesting conversation about like whether or not we need to be particularly aware of their marital status. But like, wait, Logan got married? It was not Logan, I promise. I don't know. It's just an interesting, like, the way that like, Ask Dire System. I feel like so much gets weird with humans when we form societies that are bigger than like vaguely 100 people in a group. I feel like things just get weird. Someone tweeted, "This is the closest to a royal wedding we'll ever get." I think we as a species have pretty much always been there, just built into social structures. What do you mean, have pretty much always been there? Comparison is the thief of all joy. Too much info can definitely be bad. Yeah, I don't know that I see the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift thing as like a comparison thing for most people, probably. None of us have private jets. None of us have... Did they win that Super Bowl or did they not win that Super Bowl? I don't know. None of us have Super Bowl runner-up or... I think it's more like an attention span thing, where it's like we have these like weird like media infrastructures that... And I'm sitting in a chair talking to people on the internet who are paying attention to me, so I understand the irony, right? But like, what is it about humans that have... There's this like... I don't know. What's the other item I need? FICSIT trigons, I think. Let's check. Trigons. Celebrity is just so interesting. And I apologize that I can't say, why is that ugly? I apologize that I can't come up with a better word for it than interesting. Anyways, we don't have to talk about it anymore. Is it just the like? Is it just the like human? Does it like? Who's the most famous person you're interested in? Hi, Luke. How's it going? Here, okay. Like, let's work this through because I'm curious now. Who's the most famous person you're interested in? You can define that however you want. You don't have to. You know, you can use whatever metric you want to use here. Who's the most famous person whose life you kind of keep up with, right? I would say willingly, not unwillingly, right? Like we all know some information about Taylor Swift that basically whether or not you chose to find out that information, you were sort of required to find that information out as part of living vaguely on the internet in 2025. Carly's is Daddy Pedro, probably. Shamie says, I have a friend who also does creative writing. When talking, they also struggle to come up with a word sometimes. Could that be because you are constantly looking for the best word given your training? Shamie, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's that I'm a bad speaker. I think it's that I am better on the page than I am in person. I think one of the reasons that I like creative writing so much is that as a kid, as a teen, as a young adult, creative writing gave me the space and the time specifically to edit and rephrase and get to the exact feeling that I was trying to convey and failed to convey in real life coming out of my mouth at one time. I don't know that I struggle to find the right word in conversation because I'm a creative writer. I think because I struggled to find the right word in conversation, I became a creative writer because I was fucking frustrated with myself for never being able to find the right word for what I was trying to say. Calliope says, "You, I'm the person." Who's the person whose life you most are sort of interested following? We don't need to talk about it anymore, and then brings it up again. Listen, it's Satisfactory. What are we gonna do? Talk about the game? Hi Luke, how's it going? I don't really follow celebrities. Maybe musical artists. Yeah, that's a type of celebrity, right? I know very little about Pedro's life. Okay, so I mean Brendan Lee Mulligan, Sam Reich, right? Sports stars? I generally don't really follow lives of celebrities or generally famous people, even when I love their work, but that's me. But what's that look like? Gordon Ramsay, interesting. Like, have you ever sought out the biography of a person before? Have you ever sought out, like, you know, an online article about a person? And this is a zero judgment zone. And if the answer is no, I don't ever do that stuff, that's fine. That's totally fine. There's no judgment. Also, if the answer is I do this stuff, yeah, that's also fine. No judgment. I'm trying to think about it. I'm just trying to think through it. I would say an answer for me is probably like on the Brendan Lee Mulligan type of answer. I also think, like, frankly, a lot of sports stars. I think about Caitlin Clark, who I've been following in the last year a lot more closely. I think about, especially back in the day, you're like Reggie Millers, there are a lot of ultra runners who are, you know, none of you have ever heard of, so how celebrity are they really, except for the fact that, like, I'm going to look up how many followers Jim Walmsley has on Instagram. 264,000 followers. Is one of the most famous ultra runners right now. Track athletes, cross country, you know, a little bit of that. There's the ones who I like follow results or like their work, and then there's a difference where like sometimes it also becomes a thing where I'm like, sometimes because the work is tied to their lives, there's a bleed through where I am also interested in their lives. Ben Gibbard is an example. I'm very interested in Ben Gibbard's marital status. Why? Not because of some like logical thing I've thought through there, not because of something that feels good deep inside of me, but because like I've listened to 10 Ben Gibbard albums about his relationships, where it's like, in a way, I'm kind of invested in how his relationships work because I've listened to 10 albums where he's talked about relationships woes or positives more recently. Shout out to Rachel Demme, his current wife. Current wife sounds terrible there, but you know what I mean, right? There's this interesting dynamic where it's like, if they put more of themselves into the work, then I think sometimes it invites a like cross-contamination between their life and the work. But here's the question, why are we interested? I think I'm interested in Caitlin Clark because I'm interested in the fever. I'm interested in Caitlin Clark also because I want to know, there's this amazing David Foster Wallace essay from back in the day, which is like, why do we follow tennis stars? Why do we care about sports celebrities? And his idea is that we follow them because we would like to know what it is like to be effortless and graceful, and we are not. Most of us are flailing most of the time. Why am I interested in the works to follow that idea? Like, why am I interested in the lives of writers sometimes? Because I would love to know what it would be like to have command over the language in a way I don't. You know? And is it a terrible instinct? And I don't, you know, this is not a leading question. Is that a terrible instinct? I'm not saying that in a way where I think I know the answer. It's weird. It's a weird instinct. And I think it's like an instinct that gets manipulated by media and marketing and, frankly, sometimes the artists themselves or the celebrities themselves. Definitely, you know, definitely manipulated by, I already said the media, but, you know. I do pay close attention to the people of Dropout and more recently Smosh. Yo, let's go. But I do try to stay out of personal stuff. Outside, it scrolled. Of the stuff they share in their creative work, yeah. For me, it would be Max Verstappen and other F1 drivers. I don't ever look up stuff about them. Everything I know about his personal life is something that's been mentioned during a race. But then do they also do like PR stuff? I don't know. I don't know the answer for this, for Max Verstappen. Do they also do PR stuff where it's like 10 questions with Max Verstappen and it's like, what do you eat before races? What do you do? That like sort of, how would you phrase it? That sort of like puff PR piece that's been like chlorinated and made very digestible. They do, but he famously does not enjoy doing them. Perfect. Perfect. That's how Taylor Swift is for me. I've been a fan of her since 2006 when she released her debut album. We're around the same age. She's written about so many universal feelings and experiences in life stages that it feels like she was the older sister I never had who helped me learn and grow and mature and process feelings. I love that, MK, especially when compared to, you know, there, you know, just not to do that thing, right? But there's definitely like worse celebrity. Ain't there always a worse celebrity to be interested in? Ain't there always just a worse celebrity to be interested in? Speaking as a person who was a massive John Mayer fanboy in, you know, 2006, 2008. All right, we have biochemical sculptors, which we need to put, they're being constructed at 2 per minute. Biochemical sculptors are used in They're just used. They're just used to ship. That's good. Okay. Well, let's do that then. Put them over here. Do we need a dimensional depot here? I don't know, but we can't afford one, so let's do one. We want a smart splitter here. Going there. Left output overflow. But I think we actually want another one here. We need 1,000. What if we just did another one like this? Right output overflow into here. This is gonna work, right? I think it's gonna work. The Mark 6 belts look so good. Thank you. I agree. I don't know what this stacks to. We'll find out. We shall find out. Anyways. Humans are so interesting. We're just so weird. It also just goes to... I think it kind of just goes to show we're just like... God, we're just looking for meaning anywhere we can get it, huh? Okay, let's do this. Let's drag these down and see how much 1,000 is. I don't know how much 1,000 is. This is so satisfying to look at. We're supposed to have a group lunch today, but food isn't here yet, and I'm hungry. Never mind, pizza's here. Let's go. All right, let's see. They're being made. Biochemical sculptor for phase 5. Quantum encoding. That's, I think, time crystals. Trigon, which we have. Then, whatever that other thing is. Is it a cooling system? A turbo motor. I think those might be being made already. I don't know. I don't remember. And then a something or other. A something or other. I'll be back after lunch. Sounds good, Cams. Thank you. Supercomputer. I guess we could always just delete this. We don't need to plug it into anything yet, so let's just do this. What were those? Those were here. So it goes to at least 23. Complaining works. Shout out to complaining. I complained yesterday that I needed 1 million euros and it never arrived. Oh no. Complaining is just a type of prayer. Oh, it's because they're going in here first. Well, that's going to be a while. I guess we could say priority to the right. Oh, this should not be... Should be none. Okay. All right, let's go collect other items and we'll come back here. Let's see if we can grab all the other stuff for this update. Do I have Trigons in my inventory? No, I do not. What do you guys want to talk about? There's 100 Trigons. Time crystals. I have a question for people. Do you listen to the same music that you've been listening to for years, or do you generally try to seek out a lot of new music? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Kind of depends for me. I go through moods. I go for, well, it depends on what I'm doing. Like, I go through I try to go for, like, old reliable if I am doing something where I can't focus on the music. Or if I'm in, like, a vulnerable headspace. If I'm in a vulnerable headspace, I don't want new music. I want comfortable music, I think. But sometimes I'll just be on a day where I'm like, oh my God, I don't really want to listen to the same 3 things again. And I need something new. So I need... You're waiting on RCUs. Okay. Oh, yeah, you are. Okay. This morning I listened to a playlist and I skipped everything that was not something I recognized. That's because I was like doing a running workout and I was like, I do not need new stuff. I need familiar. Where are RCUs? Supercomputer is here. Let's grab these while we're here. Uh-oh. You're waiting on high-speed connectors? I need 400 supercomputers? Jesus. Okay. Okay. I feel like I'm constantly seeking new music, even if it's just new songs from my favorite artists. I have a large list of music I like. New stuff gets slowly added each year. It's kind of a like, it's an interesting problem, Cal, because I think like some of the most meaningful, not meaningful, some of the best. Okay, let's do this. Let's graph over time the pleasure of listening to an amazing song. It starts off very low, right? Let's use my camera as a graph. If this is like your first time listening to it, this is like listening to it 50 years later. Your first time listening to it is like here because you've never heard it before. If it's bopping, if you're liking it, there's some enjoyment, right? But like you're not familiar enough with it to be really enjoying it. To me, if it's a song that you just heard, you're like, oh, wait, that's kind of catchy. There's some enjoyment there. But then around time like 3 or 4, where you're like, okay, I know the song. I'm specifically seeking it out because it's a fucking banger. This is the song of the summer. This is the song I'm obsessed with. I'm singing this song all day. It's like up here. Then there's to me, it's like a slow tail. Hi, Cassie. Then it's like a slow tail, right? Where it's like I'm still getting pleasure from it, but I've listened to it before. I'm not getting the same pleasure of when I first found it. But then sometimes you go a little gap and you haven't heard it in a while, and you get some amazing, some great vibes. Or you're like, oh my God, this throws me back to this one thing. The throwback. There's like a throwback peak as well. So there's this weird like that, and then I don't know where it goes from there. That's kind of my theory of like when you get when the most enjoyment comes from a song or from music. And so the problem of that is you do got to be finding new music to get that new stuff, right? So that you can also enjoy it as a throwback. I think that probably varies a lot person to person. Like I think some people are mostly like nostalgia. I think some people are mostly like, some people are really up to date with what is currently going on in music and really enjoy doing that. Yeah. I don't know. That's my theory. What do you think? Does that make sense for you? Does that check out for you? I've got a broken brain. I'll listen to a new song I like 100 times in a row. It's 50-50 on whether that will ruin the song, and I'll never listen to it again. Most of the stuff I listen to is from my high school and university days, which at this point is redacted years ago. So 2 years ago? That's what you meant, right? 2 years ago? Definitely was just like last year. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good example of something that I just listened to so much. Where are RCUs on this list? They're lacking aluminum casing? Really? That's probably something... Oh, no. That's not something we can change. Because you're just lacking aluminum ingots, meaning we need to upgrade our aluminum. Our pure aluminum ingots? No, they're being made here. Okay. Okay. Hold up. Are all of these machines on? Some of them are not on. But it's the silica, not the alumina scrap that is the problem. Okay. Is that true? Let's just start by upgrading belts and seeing what happens. K-pop Demon Hunter songs are fire. I will definitely be listening to them for a while. I'm trying to think what's the song I've heard most recently that I'm in love with right now. There are some songs that have increasing value the more you listen and pay attention. Others that grow old or don't pack the punch they did at the beginning. I also love the songs that... Excuse me? Are we out of silica? Is it the silica train? Uh-oh. Is the silica train dead? Is that the problem? Is this bugged? Is there silica on this belt or no? I don't think so. Uh-oh. Okay, well, the problem is the silica train. I just found out a band I used to love back in my youth is coming to Hawaii, so I might have to go see them live. What's the band? Let's see. Let me check out Spotify real quick. What's a song I have been playing kind of nonstop? Oh, then there's that. Oh my God, I've been listening to Sierra Farrell a lot recently. Does anybody know Sierra Farrell? I'm gonna break my rule and play some music on stream because I wanna play some Sierra Farrell. If you don't like country, or like really like more Americana folk, then you may not like this, which is totally fine. It'll be one song and you're not even gonna hear it if you don't hear it on YouTube. If you're not you're not even gonna hear it unless you're watching on Twitch. Does anybody in chat know Sierra Farrell? My guess is no, because I listen to hipster stuff. Nobody knows. Unbelievably jealous of my partner tonight who has left me at home to go see Chapel Roan. I was going to say that I think The Giver by Chapel Roan is the song that I most recently was sort of obsessed with. This is the song I've been obsessed with. Nothing matters when you're dancing has been stuck in my head since you were talking about it in a Dark Souls video. Oh my God. Megan and I's first song. First dance. Yeah. Sierra Farrell is this, like... Let me just show you guys a picture real quick. She looks like she popped straight out of the Feywild. First off, she has grills as a country artist, which I think is amazing. This is Sierra Farrell. Has these just like absolutely like fairy dresses, like flowers all as a part of her getup. Flowers everywhere, wings, crazy hairdos, jewelry everywhere, tattoos everywhere. Have you played this song before on stream? Maybe as an intro song. Yeah, we got to check this out right here. This is going to run out. That's my guess. This is getting added to a playlist. Let's go. I convinced one person. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, where is Silica 1? Oh my god, our map is a fucking mess. Oh my god. Okay, where is Silica? Silica. Did I turn off trains? I probably did. Anyways, that's the song I've been sort of playing a lot recently. Trains right here. Silica 1. You're still getting filled up. Okay, so we are definitely out of Silica. So Silica's a problem. Maybe it's a US thing, but as a Scottish guy, that just doesn't sound good to me at all. Sorry. That's okay. I think lots of Scottish things are terrible. I'm just kidding. I would be a little surprised if a Scottish guy was just like, I relate deeply with Appalachian country music. Like, not pop country music, but like deeply, deeply Americana. Like, I would call the genre of that music we just listened to Americana. So if you were like, yeah, as a Scottish person, I love Americana music. Absolutely. That would be a little weird, I think. All right, we got to figure this thing out. Let's go. Let's solve the back end problem first, which is we need to do this method of unloading. Before we do anything else. I'm so glad you started playing Majora's Mask. Hi, Hunter Rico. It's a game I always should have played but never got to. Now I can experience it through you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. I hope I can do it justice. I'm always a little nervous, but I'm hoping I can do it justice. We'll see. The game is very fun so far. Invalid conveyor belt shape. There we go. Okay. So that helps with the unloading. We will need to make the actual silica train. There's some silica problems over there. These days I like music lyrics more than the tunes, so something easy listening with meaningful lyrics. Oh my god, speaking of lyrics. Megan and I have been playing the shit out of Bandle. That game we played on stream that one day with where they play some of the... They like strip a song down into its individual parts. And they give you like the drums and bass first, and then like, you know, piano or strings or whatever, and then layer in guitar, and then layer in the voice last, and you have to figure out what the song is. Megan and I have been enjoying playing it so much. I have not done today's yet, but they also give you some information about like how many views the YouTube video of the song has on YouTube, so you can tell how popular it is, what year it was published. I sometimes play a game where a friend starts playing a song for my playlist. I guess it from the first couple seconds. I'm really good at it. I love that. There used to be, Cal, back in the day on the iPod Touch. Does anybody know what that was called? There used to be a game built into the iPod Touch. No, I think it was the iPod. It was before the iPod Touch. It was maybe just the regular old iPod, where it would take songs from your library and play the first few songs of them, and you would get to guess what that was. Did anybody else play that back in the day? I think my Nano had that, yeah. There's an old game show on TV called Name That Tune, yeah. Megan and I like to play that, except we'll do playlists on Spotify for on road trips. We'll go like playlists on Spotify for like the 80s, and the first person who can name either the song or the artist wins. It's challenging when you're like when it's not music you would have selected. So we should make this Mark 6. I don't remember what I did on this end here to load this faster. I don't remember what I did to load this faster. I think it had to be 2 belts, right? I think it had to be. If we're gonna do this, we probably ought to do this right. That's the ugliest way to ever do that. The thing is, I don't listen to music that's very popular. Most people only recognize 1 or 2 of my favorite artists. All right, name some of your favorite artists. I'm going to see if I recognize any of them. Isn't that a thing of beauty, Shammy? Isn't that just... Ain't that just the ugliest thing you've ever seen? It's okay. It gets the job done, which means, by definition, it is not that ugly. What? Is that how that works? Yeah, we do not have enough. Uh-oh. Do not have enough silica, that's for sure. Also, I'm getting poisoned. All right, where's this silica coming from? Oh my god, I'm building it as part of this? Oh shit, I forgot. This is part of our whole thing. Oh no. Who is the most obscure musical band that you listen to, chat? Cal the Revelator. All right, they've listed their artists. I'm gonna see who I know. Okay, I do have great news for you. I know 3 of yours. You said Cherry Park, Capital Soiree, The Midnight, Ghostly Kisses, Friday Pilots Club, Sleep Token, which I know, that's 1. Joe P. Flip Turn, which I know, that's 2. Keshi, Sleep Token again, that's 3. And Novo Amor. I actually only know 2 of yours, but I do know Sleep Token, so, and Flip Turn. And Sleep Token counts for 2 apparently, so. Sleep Token deserved 2 spots. I've actually been listening to Sleep Token a decent amount this year. It's like the Sleep Token is the like complete surprise out of nowhere for me this year. It's not a band I would have ever really guessed myself listening to.